Well, sorry I didn't introduce the video earlier. Just kind of started drawing, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll throw up a sketch on here, and then do some live carving after as well after I transfer. So this is actually going on arm guard. I think I'm gonna make 3 of them, one for me and and one for each of my boys. This is kind of an archery hunting design I'm coming up with, I usually go over with this pencil first. As you can see, it's the thick lead. I go over it lightly, and then I go to a 0.9. They usually finish up here with a 0.7 to get the lines crisp to see where I want them. And the more lead that's on here, the easier it is to transfer, which I'll show you in the next video. So let me get back to sketching here. Hopefully I have enough time on my phone here to make sure that I get it all. So let me stop tacking. Try to get these lines in here where I want them. One good thing about sketching for a leather project is that you don't have to have it perfect, because you get a chance to kind of shore up any lines that don't look right to you when you're doing your knife work, which is pretty cool to be able to do that. One thing I will say that bugs me when drawing, and I don't know why, but obviously a sketch or a carving like a deer skull is organic, but I get a little bit crazy when it comes to symmetry, and it's a little difficult for me sometimes to kind of let go and just let things play out the way they need to. I don't know why. When I look at other people's work, and I obviously can see things aren't as symmetrical as they could be, and they still look fantastic. But for me, when I'm doing mine, I'm like, oh, just need to erase those. So you could see how many eraser marks there are on here. And when I'm doing something like, the arrow here, I like to use a straight edge. And that's another reason, well, a main reason I use graph paper when I'm doing my sketching instead of a sketchbook. I like to have the lines, and even if I don't have a straight edge available, it gives some, gives you some reference point to make things a little more symmetrical. And you can, if you know that your graph paper is for every square it's a 1/4 inch, then roughly the size of things, and it makes it a little easier for you. That's my opinion anyways. But there is pretty much how it's going to look. Again, my process is to go over with a thick pencil, very lightly, doing some, just going in there and kind of seeing what you want. I had a rough idea of what it was that I wanted on here. I wanted something that referred to hunting and archery as well. I do have, a couple things that that I could have used that I've done already, but I figured, you know, it's coming up with something new would be pretty cool. But yeah, I'll go over this with the stick pencil, then I'll switch over to the 0.9 millimeter and then finish up with a 7. Or sometimes if it's actually a sketch that I'm trying to save or whatever, you know, I'll go even to a 0.5 and to a 0.3 sometimes if it's very, very, you know, detailed. But for transferring a leather project to vellum and then to your piece of leather, I don't recommend going anything more than, you know, even a standard, you know, pencil is fine, because the process is going to be to, we're going to transfer this on here with a stylus, flip it back over, make it darker, and then transfer it to leather, and I'll do that in another video. So hopefully you enjoyed. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. Me doing my you know, rough sketch here, and thank you for watching. This is Tim. Embrace your creativity.